All right, everybody, this will be Morning to All Politicians Running for President 2024, Part 155 D. Thought that last one was going to be the last one for tonight, but thought of some things. Remember that I talked about a movie called Logan's Run and Soylent Green? So in this Agenda 21 type world that they want to set up and everything, that it seems to me population control, at least from the people who are, reviewing this, and like Glenn Beck and other people are saying that population control is going to be a thing with them, and you're going to need a license to get a kid, and also, seemed to me that euthanasia would probably be also employed. And then you got to look, they're big on abortion. So, is that what they're trying to set up, like a Logan's Run type society or societies in different parts of the world? That's a pretty scary thought. And also, in Logan's Run, there wasn't really like traditional families, and I think according to this Agenda 21 stuff, there might not be. They might not want traditional families either. And the BLM, I think part of their thing that they've said is they want to break up traditional families. That's a scary thing there, to think there could be external forces at work trying to break up your home. And I know when I went through my divorce, it seemed like there were a lot of external things going on, forces trying to break up my home. And now it makes me wonder about some stuff. How long's this stuff been going on? I know a lot of the eugenists and stuff, and a lot of that stuff goes way back. And then, I know a lot of this, population control stuff and these like think tanks, global think tanks, have been going on, since like the 60s and stuff. You have to wonder what the power elite have planned for us all. And they do a lot of stuff. They'll be like, hey, we published it. Yeah, but you didn't come right out and say what was going on. You put this stuff out there like it was some science paper, and only, so many people got to read it and stuff. It's not like you made a big announcement and asked what everybody thought. So is BLM in on the on all the stuff of teaching children that they're not boys and girls, and pushing all the transgender stuff too? They're not for traditional families? What's that mean? That they want to break up the traditional family? Seems to me communities that had traditional families, you know, mom and dad, baby makes three, you know, a home in a neighborhood and had a community, you know, baseball, hot dogs, and apple pie and stuff. I mean, there wasn't no crime, wasn't no drugs. Seems like those fared pretty well, if you ask me. I remember when I was a kid. You know, people used to talk to each other and over the back fence, and kids were able to go out and walk around and ride their bikes and stuff without all this child snatching shit going on. And child molestation shit going on. Seemed to work pretty good to me. Boys are boys, girls are girls, mom and dad. You had a place called home. What's that mean? They don't believe in traditional, they want to break up traditional families. It means you're breaking up community. You know, when there's not lots of times when there's not a father figure around and stuff, the kids get mixed up in all kinds of junk. There's evidence of that. When you don't have traditional families, you usually got more poverty. You know, I don't get that. I don't get that at all. So I have to look into this Agenda 21 stuff some more. See what the hell they think their idea of how things should be. You know, and what they say about law enforcement is that all defunding the police and everything? Is that all part of this Agenda 21 also? Making the police the bad guys and having no punishment for criminals? Strange future ahead. And how long? And there were some things they talked about you know, letting the land reclaim and you know, there's only going to be certain areas where people are going to be allowed to live and all this and everything, which makes me think of something my son said when I was home back in November, and when we were moving my stuff. And we got into it about, you know, the left or the right and this and that and everything. And I told him, I said, you know, you can be your own man, believe what you want to believe, but I'm telling you, a lot of what they're talking about and everything is horse shit. And he started up about, because we were talking about environmental stuff, and he's like, yeah, well, they're clearing this forest over in, or part of this forest over in Sweden or someplace, you know, so they can build a factory and all this and everything. And it's like, I didn't want to push it any further, so I just kind of mulled it over. But I wanted to say, oh yeah, well, maybe they'll make PlayStations in that factory. But I didn't want to get into it. But I can't stand hypocrisy, even if it's, you know, coming from my own son. So, but I wonder if they taught this stuff in school, this Agenda 21 stuff, and about all building stuff is bad. You know, it's like, yeah, they're building, you know, a factory. Everything you got was made in a factory that was built somewhere. So what are you saying? You know, maybe they're going to make Xbox there or some other shit. If you're going to bitch about them building factories, it's like the same with the people who bitch about, you know, global warming and all this and everything. Don't stop them from going on their ski trips and stuff. Don't stop them celebrities from jet setting down to the Bahamas or wherever the hell they go and blow $10,000 a night on some resort. Doesn't stop them all from buying yachts. Doesn't stop all the sports teams from all, you know, the fuel they waste and everything. I just can't stand hypocrisy, you know. Oh, we got to take care of the environment, this and that. And it's like, do you drive a car? You know they do. A lot of them trying to get that Tesla, but you know, you got to have some money to get a Tesla. I'm sure they jet set across the oceans here and there, you know. Look at all the energy and gas and everything Hollywood wastes when they make their movies. It's pretty nice to be more holier than thou, is the attitude they got. You know, which brings me to, you know, I was talking about, you know, these politicians now are saying, oh, we're going to work together and do this and do that. And like I said, if a Democrat and a Republican show up, your house is on fire, they're going to, well, let's debate it. And I believe in debate and finding the correct answers to things. But most of the time, it's just one side grandstanding against another, and they only want to do whatever is going to benefit them and whatever corporations are backing them. I've always said politicians ought to wear, you know, jackets like the NASCAR drivers to show whose pockets they're in. You know, with all the patches and stuff, who their sponsors are. Well, let's look at it this way. Suppose you were gonna, you know, you made a grilled cheese sandwich. You know, and what's the best way to cut a grilled cheese sandwich? Some people like cutting their grilled cheese sandwich straight across. Other ones like to cut it diagonally. So what's the best way? Imagine a Democrat and a Republican. There, you know, the Republicans, oh, you got to go diagonal. Democrats, no. You go this way. You go straight across this way. And they could be debating on, you know, what's the better way to cut a grilled cheese sandwich. Then you get the third newbie congresswoman over, with no life experience or anything who says, well, first of all, you can't have a grilled cheese sandwich. It's got to be a cold cheese sandwich. Because if you grill it, you're using energy and increasing the carbon footprint and contributing to global warming. So you can't have a grilled cheese sandwich. You got to have a cold cheese sandwich. And you can't cut it because that knife is made from metal and you can't use metals no more because you mine them and you smelt them. So now you got a cold grilled cheese or a cold cheese sandwich that you can't cut. And just as you go to take a bite, then she tells you, and you can't have cheese on that sandwich either. You didn't get the cow's permission to milk it. That's kind of the way it seems like things are going to me. And so then they'll enforce it on everybody that you can't have a grilled cheese sandwich. You can't even have a cold cheese sandwich. You can have 2 pieces of bread. And they will all go off, including the environmentalists. They will all go off in their fancy cars with their armed security and go to a very fine restaurant, hoping they don't get seen, and they will enjoy themselves some very fine grilled cheese sandwiches and hamburgers and booze and everything else they want. But you're going to be told you can't do that. It's going to be do as we say, not as we do. That's pretty evident these days. You can look around. So, I don't know. It's just, everything's really weird to me. You know, you got Newsom talking about, oh, everyone's got to wear their mask, all this and all that. And, they arrest a guy kayaking out in the ocean by himself because he don't have a mask on. And the Newsom's up there in the woods up there in Northern Cal at a super expensive restaurant at a birthday party. No one's wearing a mask or social distancing. And then he gives an apology where you can tell he's laughing. What a joke. What a joke. Then that one that, was admonishing people about wearing their mask and all that, and he's giving the message he's down on the friggin' beach in Mexico or something somewhere. Or wherever the hell it was. Pelosi going around without her mask. Fauci at a baseball game, he's not wearing his mask. No one could get together for New Year's Eve in Times Square, but, what's his name and his wife were there dancing. Their own private little New Year's. And the thing is, they don't care. It doesn't even faze them at all. Their own hypocrisy. And now it's, according to Cuomo, it's time to open everything up there in New York and everything. Well, yeah, the election's open. Use that whole bunch of shit and everything to hurt people the whole time for political reasons, to try and make it look like Trump was incompetent. It's like, does anybody pay attention to anything anymore? What's going on? Everybody in some kind of daydream where they They don't realize shit's going on and go, wait a second. You know, I was really surprised. And Charles Barkley said some stuff today, or yesterday, whenever it was, you know, that all the athletes ought to be able to get the vaccines first because they pay more in taxes. Now, Sir Charles says a lot of stuff. There was a lot of stuff he said that I agreed with, that was, you know, spot on about some stuff. But that's like, what? What are you talking about? See, like I said, they're dividing us racially, economically, religiously. So you got to wonder what else they got planned. What's their big plans? We'll give them fair warning. If they're going against the plans that God has sent down, the order that He wants for the world of peace and everything, and fairness, they're going to lose no matter what they do. Because even though it don't seem like it, in a roundabout way, things, like it says, all things will work to His good, even if you don't realize it. So, you know, when I say you realize it, even if I don't realize it too. So, just, you know, the whole thing made me think of that Logan's Run movie. If you've never seen that, I mean, is that their idea? They euthanize people. They control how many births there are. There's no, you know, real marriage. I think there's something in the Hindu thing in the Kali Yuga, something about, you know, women are just used for sexual pleasure. They're you know, they're not considered more than buffalo or something. That humanity gets so decrepit. So is that what Black Lives Matter means by breaking up traditional family? We already know pornography just, you know, they talked about, oh, it was, you know, freedom, feminism, all that kind of stuff. And no one had a right to tell a woman what to do with her body and all that kind of stuff. And it's freedom of expression and free speech and all this. And what do you see? What it really is just turning women into sex objects. That's it. So maybe that all ties into it. I don't know. What do y'all think? You just you know, does anybody pay any attention? I mean, because a lot of it's kind of a game they play. They put it out there. They'll mention stuff like it's offhand or something, and you know, but it's not like direct where you might go, wait a minute, we ain't down with that. Something that, you know, it's kind of put out there casually or haphazardly or what have you, however you want to put it. And then when the shit starts happening and everything, or after it happens, they go, well, we told you we were going to do it. Don't know. Lots of shifty people out there. You know, if they're into population control and stuff, is this COVID stuff part of it? Or is there something worse coming? There is a tradition in the Islamic world in the Hadiths about a plague. I think that will kill mostly, according to the Hadith, the way it's put, will kill Arabs. That they'll fall to a plague like sheep fall to a plague. But maybe it's all humanity. And what are their plans for countries who say, we ain't down with all of everything? What are they going to go to war to them and annihilate them? I don't know. I do know, you know, a lot of the countries that were on the hit list for, you know, that Wesley Clark talked about, you know, we're not part of the world financial system and part of the World Bank and everything. And like Gaddafi wanted to get Libya, well, not just, I mean, all of Africa back to a gold standard and stuff, and have the gold dinar and all that stuff. And so there's a lot going on. You know, they took him out. You know, Syria is not part of that World Bank system and everything. Iraq wasn't. I don't believe Iran is. You know, like I said, full spectrum dominance. I don't know. Definitely bears looking into. You know, with Black Lives Matter saying, you know, that, you know, they want to break up traditional family and stuff. If that is, you know, because I'm just going by what I've seen on different reports and stuff. If that is part of their thing, well, that's been going on for decades now. You know, and, you know, I don't know, what are they teaching in schools? What are they, how many people do they have out there trying to break up traditional homes and stuff? Because I know when stuff started going south in my marriage, it just seemed like there was all kinds of stuff coming from the outside. I mean, because my ex changed like into a whole nother person. I even asked her one day, I said, what'd you do with my wife? Just totally turned into a whole nother person. You know? And so I don't know. She have contact with people who were like, oh yeah, we can help you. Here's what you don't. Here's, you should be like this and this. You know, I don't know. So there's lots of things I wondered about it. I mean, it's all water under the bridge now. None of it matters, but, and I don't dwell on it. But just, there was a lot of really weird stuff went on. So anyhow, I'll leave y'all with that. You know, check out that Logans run. Is that what they got planned? No traditional family? What's that mean? No love between a man and a woman? What does that mean? I wish you all the best out there. God bless, and like I say, pray for guidance. Adios.